Hey, everybody, welcome back for another episode of The Overlay, a poker podcast brought to you by CCG Poker, Chicagoland's #1 live charity poker experience. Hey, Brando, what's up?
What up? You know, that's a pretty good promo intro. I'm not going to lie. Like, you've just been off for 3 months on podcasts. You just rip it right, like word for word.
Yep, no problem whatsoever. Just right in there.
Like, it's kind of how when I do the tournament announcements, I'm not even thinking. It's just like on repeat.
It just comes out.
It just comes out like exactly word for word every single time without even processing
I always love it. It's like, I'm sure Matt Savage would say the same thing where people are like, well, I didn't know that. And I was like, well, they made an announcement at the beginning of the tournament. Why wasn't he here for that? Oh, okay. How is any of this my fault?
I know.
Oh, I know. It's not written on the website. Oh, wait, it is.
Yeah.
Hey,
my best is when they are there, they're just talking.
Oh, yeah,
they're not listening to my speech.
Mm-hmm. And then they miss important information. So, hey, today's podcast is going to be all about how to pay attention as a poker player, as if you were down to 8 big blinds and the big blinds coming up to you. I feel like that's when we are the most focused of trying to manifest cards to come so that we don't have to pay this big blind and be down to like 6 big blinds here in a second. 5.5 after the small blind.
Oof. That's go time. That is go time in a poker tournament.
Treat the beginning of every tournament like it's go time. And I don't mean the playing part. I meant like the paying attention part. Anyways, the reason we mentioned that is because today's podcast is going to be all about the Chicago Series of Poker, the CSOP, founded in 2000. What, Brando?
2010.
Yeah, we had to actually do some research and figure out when the first CSOP was. And it was definitely in 2010, which is pretty wild considering we're in 2026. Now, there were some COVID years. Definitely 2020, it didn't happen. Probably skipped a year there, but this might be number 15 then?
Yeah, number 15. We'll go with number 15.
That's pretty
It's
awesome.
A nice round number.
I'm all about anniversaries right now since it's the 4th of July weekend is coming up this weekend, and it's the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. And there was that whole thing on social media where we thought that the Americans were going to be able to play England on the 4th of July on the 250th anniversary of us telling England to go stick it, which would have been awesome. But that didn't happen.
No, but it could have happened. It just needed the right placements, but we won our group, they won their group, so it couldn't happen.
And they almost lost to Congo about 30 seconds ago, which is what delayed the taping of our podcast today on July 1st, my last day of being 45.
Yikes.
I know. And I was like, oh, they're losing. Are they still losing? Brand's like, no, they just scored. And then a few minutes later, they scored again. 2-1. Poor Congo. Hasn't been since Michael Crichton took over there. It's a good book. Good movie, too. Okay, let's focus on the CSOP. The CSOP started last weekend. The last weekend of June, we did a little mini monster. First time in the history doing $120 buy-in, 20K starting stacks, 35-minute levels. Don't get excited, folks. You already missed that tournament, but it was awesome. Super great turnout for the opener, which was the last weekend of June. We are coming up on the 4th of July weekend where there are 5 events coming up and all kinds of good stuff. But before we get into the specifics of what's coming up, Brando, give us a breakdown of the CSOP of the 15th anniversary of said CSOP.
So we got 50 events, including the main event.
Correct.
That's going from last weekend of June all the way through Labor Day weekend, September 4, 5, 6. That will culminate the tournaments with our main event, which is always at the VFW West Chicago.
True.
Which is a nice little venue for that.
Yeah.
Especially they upgraded their chairs now, so I really have no complaints about it.
Huge.
The air conditioning's great. The food's great.
Yes.
The lighting's good.
Yes.
I mean, it's a little bit of a drive for me all the way down there on 59, but it's in a nice little area. The parking's great. The charity's great. So it is a nice little spot to do our main event. We've been doing it there. I mean, at least every year post-COVID has been there.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, and in addition to the 50 events, we are giving away not 20, not 30, but 40 seats into the main event.
True. $4,400 seats into the CSOP Main, which is Labor Day weekend. Yep, that's correct as well.
Well, 39 because we already gave away one last weekend. We gave away 2 last weekend. 38 left.
2 of them are this weekend.
Yes.
Well, with that being said, Brando, what are the ways that somebody could win a seat into the CSOP Main Event?
So Saturday, July 4th, we are running an event, and it is at VFW West Chicago, the venue I just hyped up. So all those things I said about Labor Day weekend is also true about 4th of July weekend.
True.
The 4 p.m. $150 Saturday deep stack, which is event number 4, ironically. If you win that tournament, that's it. You get a free seat into the main.
Oh, wow.
Not only will you get...
At 4, and it's the 4th event. Very cool.
You got it. I mean, we're good at this.
Yep. So if you win that deep stack, you win a seat into the CSOP Main. What else? What other tournaments can you win and get a seat?
Other tournaments?
Yeah. There's
let's see. Saturday, July 18th, a few weeks later. Bridgeview, we got a $120 horse.
Yep.
You ship the horse, you get a main event seat.
True.
Then you got to fast forward all the way towards the end of the tournament schedule down to Sunday, August 23rd. Event 43 is the Heads Up tournament.
I love the Heads Up tournament.
Me too. It's Sunday at noon. It's a 32-player max. We kind of do them in pods of 8. So you don't really necessarily need to be there for the first 8. You just got to make sure that you're there before the 4th round goes, because once the 4th round of 8 goes, that's our field of 32. And the other cool thing about it...
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, what I was going to say was, out of your pod of 8 players, 1 player will advance to the quarterfinals. So there are 4 8-person pods. Right, semis. You'll be down to, if you win your pod, kind of like the World Cup. If you win your pod, you go to the finals, which will be the final 4 players, which is great. Those are the 4 that get into the money, and then the winner of the Heads Up Championship will not only take down the trophy, well, metaphorically speaking, but they will also
get that free main event seat.
They get a main event seat, which is great. And then there's
another good thing about showing up early is if you brick the first flight, you can just register for another flight.
True.
So, I mean, you play the third hand and you get aces versus jacks, and you're all in against old man whoever, and he's got aces, and you can't fold jacks heads up because who really can? You're out. Well, now it's like, oh, there's 6 of 8 registering for the spades pod, which is almost filled up. It's like, bam, I'm in. And then you just play again. So there is technically rebuys. As long as there's still a pod available for you to register in.
Which does happen every year, at least.
Does happen. I would say it ends up being, like 24 unique players with 32 spots. In the first couple flights, a few guys bust out and they ain't going home. It's Sunday at noon. They got to hang out with their wives or going to church. It's like, I'll just play the Heads Up again. No problem.
Correct. And then the 5th tournament that you can win and get a seat is in... actually, not true. The 5th tournament where they're giving away a seat is what now?
The mystery bounty.
Yeah, the mystery bounty. So one of the mystery bounties will be a CSOP main event seat, which is pretty cool.
So that's cool because you can literally knock one person out, bust in 41st place, and bank the seat just on the mystery bounty.
Which is awesome.
And, I don't think mystery bounties work great in our sense of charity poker and 50-person flights and $250 buy-in tournaments. I mean, it's good.
Extra buy-in here.
But you can't. But I have been watching the videos at the WSOP, and they're doing such a great job of marketing. The stupid little gold chest comes up on the screen. Then they get to go over to the gold chest, and it's like $10K minimum all the way up to $1 million. Our good buddy, Brad Saylor, you played with him a bunch of times he got a gold chest and binked a 25K or bounty in a 1K. Yeah, and then he cashed for 25K too. Oof. So I mean, you turn 1K into 50K. and you really only cash for 25K. You just got lucky with the bounty.
It's pretty
I
awesome.
mean, the bounties are just very exciting that you can literally buy in for 1,000, knock a guy out, and bink $1 million. Of course, your odds are very slim, but like the people's odds are better than my odds of making $1 million today.
I always tell people it's better than trying to go to get scratch off tickets or win the lottery. I mean, you got a hell of a lot.
You got a way better shot of knocking 4 guys out and binking $250,000 or $500,000 or $1 million bounty than you ever would buying rolls and rolls and rolls of scratch offs.
Never gonna
or the real lottery. Yeah, it ain't happening.
Never happening. All right.
So those are the 5 tournaments.
Yep, 5 tournaments. And then there are 25 spots available for the top 25 on the CSOP points list. And to earn points in a tournament, you got to finish in the top 5 of any CSOP event, and you earn points. And whoever is on the top of those points, the top 25 players, they all get a seat. So there is a points list that runs throughout the summer for all of, the 1 weekend of June, all of July and August, working up to that Labor Day weekend. And if you are in the top 25, then you get your seat into the $400 CSOP Main. So that's another 20.
And we've kind of been expanding that. I mean, I remember it used to be 15, then it was 20. Yeah, it was 20 for a while. And then in the last couple of years, we've made it 25. So 25 is not hard to attain. No. Like, it's really just, and I mean, obviously it's the specific tournaments that are the CSOP events. It does no good if you're shipping deep stack when it's the early bird is the CSOP. Right. But
non-ring events, so to speak.
Yeah, non-ring events. However, historically, we're looking at like 45 points will get you.
Right.
And I mean, some of our deep stacks are 18 points, and some of our deep stacks are 18 points at 1.5x, which is 18 plus 9, 27.
Like this weekend.
So you're really just talking about shipping a tournament with a decent amount of points and then a few other caches.
Right.
And you're in there. So it's not really hard. And you're never really out of it either. That's the cool thing is you can just kind of play not even going for it. And then all of a sudden it's the middle of August and you see your name and you're 33rd and you're like, oh, maybe I should show up to the next couple weeks of these.
One more cash and I'm probably going to get that free seat, which is great. I mean, it's very cool. And then the other 10 remaining ways, the last 10, we covered 30 so far, 5 tournaments.
Yep.
5 seats will be added to 5 tournaments. 25 of the top points winners get a seat. That's 30. And then 10 weeks in a row, which is how long the CSOP lasts for, every Saturday at 10 p.m., 10 seats. Wow, we got a lot of 10s and alliterations. Fourth and fourth and fourth. 10 o'clock.
Does alliterations work with numbers?
Sure it does. Why not? Like Chris Hayes is probably freaking out right now. Like, no, you idiot.
He's shaking his head right now. Like, how uneducated are these guys?
Brown cow. Yeah, that's fine, Ken, but you can't go 10, 10, 10. That's just numbers, idiot. Anyways. Sorry, Chris. We'll get back to the program.
Hey, at least we both know what alliteration is. So
I'm impressed. I'm impressed that we do. Yes, 10 o'clock. You have to be playing any cash game for at least an hour, meaning you can show up at 9 o'clock, play for an hour, get in the drawing. They're going to pick a random table via a card, right? So there's 4 cash games running on Saturday night. They'll put ace, 2, 3, 4, mix them up, draw a card. Okay, it's table number 3. Table number 3 at that point will then high card from the players at that table with the winner getting a $400 main event seat. Now, it's really a voucher, right? You can't trade it. You can't sell it. It is for you and you alone. If you don't use it, you lose it. So you do get a lot of stuff when people are like, well, I'm not going to be there. I got something to do on Labor Day, or I don't know if I'm going to, I'm out. I don't want to do it. I always feel like people get nervous about like winning something for free. Like, take it, and if you win and you can't play, you can't play. I mean, it is what it is.
Right. Or if you know you can't play, just bow out and let somebody that's actually going to.
A lot of players do. So even when you're at a game of 8-handed, right? 2 of them are going to be like, nah, sorry, I don't play tournaments, or I don't want this, or they don't know what it is, and they're just like, I'm out. Like, they think we're going to steal their social security number or something. Like it's a spam call. Be like, no, it's really free. Like, I just need your name. Like, that's it. And then when you sign in, show me your ID. You're good to go. And so I mean, you really go from 8 to 6, which means now you got a 1 in 6 chance.
Right. And a lot of times you'll have a college kid or two that are like, I'm going back to Mississippi State, or I'm going to be back at school. I ain't going to be here. Can I sell it to my buddy? No. Okay, cool. Then I'm out. So a lot of times, even if you're in a full game, it'll probably be, you're right, a 5 or 6 handed draw.
Correct, which is awesome. I mean,
which is great. So if your table gets picked, you're 20% chance.
And again, there's 10 weeks of that. And a lot of times, like this Saturday, July 4th, I can't imagine at 10 o'clock I'm hoping for 2 cash games. 2.
Right.
And they'll probably be like seven-handed or something. They'll be a little short because it's
for
July
sure.
4th.
Yeah, like I would
holiday.
say our nut scenario would be 14 players on 2 tables.
Correct, which means you got a 50-50 shot for your table to get picked, and then out of those 7, probably 1 or 2 of them are going to go, So it's like, man, just show up at 9 o'clock after your 4th of July party. Take advantage of the system. I mean, the cash game players won't mind because they love the fish coming in. That's the way they see it, right? The grinders that have been there all day.
Or just the people that don't normally play that they don't see in their games every single Friday and Saturday. You blood. Sitting down for an hour, fresh blood is the right way.
That's all it is.
So they won't mind you trying to snipe a seat because honestly,
they're going to try to snipe your money because you got to survive the whole hour. You can't
for
just
sure.
Sit
you got to
there.
survive the whole
you can't
hour.
Bust. Hold on. You just see a kid sitting there. Well, I've been sitting here for an hour. Well, sir, you got busted at 9:01. You have to actually have money in hand. And there has been some people that will just sit and try to play tight, but it's inevitable. They always get a blind or something, and they get it never fails. Like the cash game guys are okay with, you bringing in some money to play. So don't feel bad. If you're not a cash game player, it's a great way to win a seat, and you want to play the main. It's an awesome tournament. It's a multi-day event. So there's 2-day ones, one on Friday, one on Saturday. We'll kind of get more into this at the end of the podcast when we talk about the main event. But it's awesome. I mean, it's a super deep structure. I would put it up against any kind of, circuit event, maybe even more. I mean, the more I've played the WSOP and MSPT and, all these other different tournaments, it's a great structure. You can't.
This is, this is a better structure than the circuit main events.
Yes.
The $1,700 circuit main events.
The structure is better. The only argument is obviously there's more money involved. You could win.
Of course. We're talking structure related.
Money wise,
this is the best structure you will get in the United States for a $400 buy-in.
Chainsaw would approve this one 1,000%. I don't think he couldn't find me. Good old Alan, who always tells me that you're such a good PLO player. Why don't you do better? I don't know, Alan. I'm trying my fucking best over here. I got it in with aces double suited, flopped the fucking ace, and I lost. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, I don't know. You tell me, Alan, what I'm supposed to do to be better.
I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter at all. I'm fine.
He's not bitter at all.
I'm not bitter in the slightest. All right, let's hop through. We're not going to go through the remaining
all 50
48.
events.
Right. Well, we already did one. The opener was event number 1. That one's done. Said it, done. Goodbye. I'm going to post the winner of that tomorrow because he took a really nice picture. Folks, if you're at CCG and you win a tournament and you want to, and again, it's encouragement. I know some people don't want to do this, but if you want to, it's great. He had his buddy take a picture of him, like the standard tournament winning picture where you get your cards up and
have the last hand with all the chips. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. And he took a picture and he sent to me, he's like, hey, if you want it for social media. And I was like, absolutely do. And it was actually a really good picture. Like, it's a great picture. He's smiling, It was awesome. I was like, we should get this more often. So again, if you win the early bird and you're like, why doesn't the early bird ever get any love on social media? Bam, here we go. Send me a picture of when you win the bird. Now, I do not want like a 5-way chop unless all 5 of you are in the picture, which actually would be kind of funny. Like Friday Bridge U early bird for $187 each. The 5 winners of the early bird. Like that would be kind of awesome. So actually, I take it back. I do want those. But if you win a tournament and you want to be on the website or on, not the website, but on social media, with a little bit of recognition so you can show your friends, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever the case may be, your mom or dad that says, you're never going to make it in the world of poker. Look, Ma, I made it. CCG's Facebook page. Boom. You're on it. All right. Let's see. 4th of July weekend, I think, is a good weekend for people to come out. There are 5 events this first weekend. It is a holiday weekend. It's supposed to be super hot outside. So, the food's great there. 100%. The food's probably the best food we eat at any of the.
It is because it's homemade and it's fresh every day. They switch the menu up. Mm-hmm. We're there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It'll be something different each day. She does,
and they take pride in it too. Like she's very proud of how good the food is. She thinks of it as like cooking for a big family dinner, and it's really really good, and it's very reasonably priced. It's so often than not like. if the food's good, like it's way overpriced. Like you get best of both worlds here. Like it's very good and very reasonably priced. So
Yep.
have fun at that. All right, Friday the 4th is probably July 4th. I don't know why I keep saying Friday the 4th. July 4th is probably your best chance to win a main event seat, I think, of all of the weekends left to play, because it'll probably be the slowest, which means that deep stack, I don't know if I had a guess, and you're putting me on the spot here, Brandon. I don't know why you would make me guess, but 40 is probably a high number. It might be like 36, 37, which
It's so funny. I was going to set the line at 37.5.
It's a really good line, and I think we should take
It really
some bets
depends on if the right guy's busting rebuy.
Did I ever tell you
Like,
the
if
time? I think he passed
Dr.
away.
Ray's there and he buys 4 bullets. Okay,
Thomas. Thomas comes up to me, and we're in West Chicago, this place called the Tivoli, super long, 20 years ago, 2008, 2009, might even been pre-Brando. And he's like, why am I always the last African-American here? And I was like, I don't know, Thomas. What do you want me to, what do I say? He's like, all right, tomorrow's event. He's like, you think it would be more or less than five people? And I was like, you mean like you? And he's like, what do you mean by you? It was a very awkward conversation because, like, even on the podcast, I don't even know what I'm allowed to say and what not to say. He's like, how many black people are going to be there? And I was like, oh, I don't know. He's like, we'll set the line at 4. And I was like, oh, man, I don't know. That seems weird. And then I'm like thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, wait, you're just going to invite a bunch of people and fucking screw me on this, aren't you?
He's just going to bring
100%. He's like, you figured it out, Ken. You figured it out. You're gonna do just fine. And I was like, thanks, Thomas. 37.5.
I always like Thomas.
I think he did pass away, didn't he?
He did pass away. Yeah, I think like liver disease or something.
He was a lot of fun. He
was.
Anyways,
he was
a hell of a poker player too. Old school CCG player.
Yeah, old school.
All right, so probably one of the smaller fields with a decent turnout and the best structure is definitely this $150 Saturday deep stack. So, and the winner gets a main event seat, which is awesome. Plus the 10 o'clock giveaway on the 4th, also going to be a huge one and probably the smallest fields out of all of them. So that's really cool. We also have the $250 biquincentennial main on Sunday the 5th, which I think will be a good one as well. I think it's the only one-day main that we're doing throughout the CSOP.
Yep.
So bear that in mind. You know, those typically get between 40 and 60 players, and that's a great structure as well. So you can't want.
It is. It's the main event structure. You get, what, 40K? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a phenomenal structure, and it is a $250 buy-in.
Right.
So it does hit the top amount of points. So it's 18 points if you win that.
Correct.
And then it's a 1.5x location. So it's 27 points if you ship that tournament.
Yep.
And a lot of money. So, you know, even if you cash in the top 5 in that, you're well, because I think a min cash of 5th is 8 points times 1.5. So that's 12 points. I mean, you're well on your way if you cash in that 250. Anything over $180.
Yeah.
And at a 1.5x, those are kind of like the cheat codes. I mean, obviously you got to pay the upper amount of buy-in to get that. But that's why we do it. You're paying some lunch for that's exactly why.
All right, you also got the early
I would
bird.
say that between those two, I mean, you got a good shot at either getting points or getting the seat right off the rip.
So the July 4th is a great one because, again, you also have the early bird, which should be a solid early bird turnout. Whenever that early bird gets the CSOP stamp, it's always a good one. All right, so that's the 4th of July weekend. After that, we're going to hit up some of the highlights of some different events. I want to go over the... Boy, I think we've been playing for so long. Like, we don't need to talk about 7-card stud and 7-card stud high low. Plus, who always comes in? Scotty always comes and tells me what rules are what. So that's always important. He's always like, on 4th Street, are we gonna? I was like, I don't know. What do you want to do? You tell me. We'll start.
You tell us, Scotty. We'll do whatever you want.
Raz is in there. Another good one there. Badoogie on July 16th, a Thursday. Ooh, Thursday in Bridgeview. Badoogie. Explain Badoogie, Brando.
Oh, boy. I don't even know.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know how it's played.
Oh.
You can tell 4 cards.
4 cards.
Is it 3 draws?
I think it's a limit game.
Yeah, it's definitely a limit game. And I don't know if it's single draw or triple draw. It's got to be triple draw.
It is triple draw. You do get 3 draws.
Okay, yeah. So basically what you're looking for is, first off, you're looking for different suits.
4
Low
suits.
cards of different suits.
Correct.
So the stone cold nuts would be ace of diamonds, 2 of clubs, 3 of hearts, 4 of spades. You're looking for 4 different suits and then lows.
That would be
But
a
like
4 high
suits,
Badoogie, meaning I have
Right.
one of each suit, and my biggest card is a 4. Straights do not count, but pairs do count. So if you had ace, deuce, 4, 4, 4 of hearts, 4 of spades, you don't get to count those, one of the 4s. So you have a 3-card
Correct.
Badoogie. 4
Correct.
high. Which, again, could come into play, because you either... And obviously, a 4-card Badoogie automatically beats all 3-card Badoogies.
Right. So even if you got like a 4 high 3, that loses to a king high 4.
Correct, because they've got 4.
Because first and foremost, you're looking for different suits.
4
It does you no good to have 2 of the same suit.
No.
Once you get all different suits, now you need low cards.
Correct.
Very kind of simple. I mean, it's kind of
It's
simple
so-
in theory. You just start throwing away. You got 3 hearts in your hand, throw away the 2 high hearts.
Right.
Look for clubs and diamonds and spades. You got a club or a diamond. Okay, now throw away the other one and look for the other one. You know what I mean? It's like, just start trying to improve your hand based on the suits.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's super fun, though. I think Badoogie...
It is fun. And that's why we did, $40?
Yeah, I think it's a $40 tournament.
Yeah, I mean, we do these weird, obscure tournaments that you see people playing in 10Ks of the WSOP
Correct.
for $40 for you to try it.
It's the whole point.
I mean, who
Try
cares?
something new.
It's a limit tournament. You can't even lose all your chips in the first hour. So you're going to get an hour of entertainment value out of your $40, which is already winning in the eyes of, most entertainment value. If you lose, you lose. It's for you try it out. And it's one of those things where it's $40. In this economy, you can't even go get fast food for $40.
No.
I went to the Cubs game last night.
Ooh.
2 seltzers and 5 waters. And the waters somehow weren't even that cold when it was 100 degrees outside.
Ooh.
2 seltzers, 5 waters, $88. Pre-tip. And then they're like, we tip 20%. I'm like, I ordered it on a screen, buddy. I'm not tipping 20%. Sorry.
My water's not cold.
My water's not cold. Yeah, it's cold. It feels kind of cold because it's 100 out. But if it was 70 out, it would feel like room temperature. Yeah.
All right, so that was event number 15 on July 16th is the $40 Badoogie, Thursday at 8:30. Then you're coming up to the horse event, which is always a good one. That's turned out to be from they used to only get $40 horse players and then $80 horses. Now we're up to $120, which is the standard deep stack. So 3 o'clock, so it doesn't even take up the time slot on a Saturday of the Saturday deep stack. So
right, it's an additional tournament.
It's a great tournament, and the horse players, and you know it, you love it. I mean, horse, for those of you who don't know, is limit hold'em. All of these, the 7-card games or the 7-card games are always limits. So it's limit hold'em, limit Omaha, limit Raz, limit 7-card stud, and then stud high low. Which is always a super fun game to play. And arguably, they'd say, is where the best poker players, you have to be able to play all of those games in order to be recognized as a top-tier poker player.
Agree. And I think what's happened with the horse is it used to be just like a Badoogie or a Raz, where it's like, oh, we're going to make it $40 or $60 so you guys can try it out.
Right.
Now there's the established Chicago horse limit mixed game scene all comes to the CCG. Now that we made it a 120, it's kind of worth it for them to come out and see us once or twice a year. And they love it. And it's gone from, I would say, an average of 12 to 18 players at a $60 buy-in to 28 to 35 players at a $120 buy-in.
Yeah, which is awesome.
So I would say it's one of our biggest kind of hits of the series where people will look at our schedule, not come to CCG for 8 months, but see a 120 horse and mark off their schedule. They're coming. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's kind of why we're giving a main event seat away to that in that tournament as well.
Let's roll all the way down to the... This is always a fun one. Event number 21, $80 Six Max Saturday Special. Six Max is just a regular no limit hold'em tournament, except you play 6-handed. And I know what everybody's thinking. I don't want to play 6-handed, Ken. I'm used to a big for full table. You can't win a tournament unless you know how to play short-handed, and six max tournaments are a great way to get a ton of short
6, 5, and
play.
4-handed practice.
You're going to play a lot of 4, 5, and 6-handed. Well, I mean, you ain't playing any more than 6-handed. You're going to play a lot of 5-handed, which means the blinds are ripping around every couple hands. You're playing a big blind. It feels like you don't. I mean, it builds you up to be able to finish those tournaments at the end, because I feel like that's always the weakest part of players, range. I don't really know how else to put it, but so many really good poker players don't have that kind of killer instinct at the end, and how the game is different at 6-handed than it is. PLO players to tell you that first and foremost. Like it's such a different game playing PLO 6-handed than it is playing 9-handed,
Oh, I love it. It's because all of a sudden you're not peddling, and all of a sudden the jack high flush probably could be good.
Correct.
Whereas in a full ring, you're like, you hate the jack high flush. You're like folding to a bet on the river.
Right.
Like, where now it's like, oh my gosh, like, this is probably good. And you really got to think of a 6 max kind of like every hand, even when you're under the gun in a 6 max, it's like it just went fold, fold, fold to you, and you're in the hijack or the low jack.
Right.
That's the worst position you're ever going to be in this tournament, is like the hijack position or the cutoff or the button or the blinds. Like that's it. And it really makes your blind play very difficult. And like, you're unpolished is a word that like a lot of people have their blind play unpolished because they really don't have to play in their blinds very often in a 9-handed tournament. In a 5-handed tournament, you need to defend your blinds, and you need to be 3-betting more, and you need to be way more creative, and polished players definitely come out on top knowing how to navigate the blinds, because if you don't, you're screwed. You're just giving up. You're giving up a big blind and a half every 5 hands or 6 hands.
Right.
And I don't care how many chips you start with. You can't do that for very long. Right. Yeah. Okay, well, you can do it for a little bit, but once the blinds, again, after registration closes,
the idea here is that it's a great tournament to play in, and the reason why we're going to point it out is because it really does help make you a more complete poker player by getting used to playing short-handed and not getting that panic to set in when you get down low. I don't know. It's cool. Anyways, that's the 6 max event number 21, Saturday in Bridgeview.
And last thing on that, if you are going to ship a big tournament, like you said to start this, all of the money you're playing for is when you're going to be playing 6, 5, 4, 3, and heads up handed. Like, you being good at 9 max poker only does you no good whenever you're going to try and make all the money.
Right. This is a great way to finish that off. Yeah. No, I'm 100% with you. The following day after that 6 max is a $60 deuce of 7 lowball triple draw. That's a limit tournament. Lowball is deuce to 7 is where you try to make the lowest hand, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, because straights and flushes count. Aces are always high. So 7 high is the best hand that you can make. That is a fun game, and it's very infuriating because every time I've played it, I always seem to get full houses and 2 pairs off the rip, and it pisses me off like there's no end. So deuces.
Yeah, that's another kind of fun one where it's $60. Come out and try it. It's a limit game. You're going to get an hour and a half of play, even if you're terrible and you lose every hand. It is fun. Nobody really knows what they're doing in that sense. No. Where it's like you don't have to worry about being the worst player at the table, because I guarantee you somebody's worse.
Yep.
And like everybody's if you play this game in the WSOP, the dealer never runs out of cards because people know how to fold. And CCG, the dealer's running out of cards every hand because like, draw me 4. Right. I'll draw 4. Yeah. Oh, I made my hand a little better.
I'll put it in another fucking draw, and you're drawing for 3 cards. That's not you. What?
You should have folded a long time ago.
You want to play against those players, which is always fun. Speaking of which, August 1st, Saturday, American Legion Downers Grove, event number 24, is the $120 Dealer's Choice 9-game mix. 9-game is always a good one. Because, again...
you get exposed to being able to play all the games.
Yeah.
And they always say when it's your chance to pick, look around the table and pick not your best game, but what you think is everybody else's worst
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
What games do they play?
I don't really know how to play Badoogie, but I know how to play Badoogie better than these 4 guys.
Right.
So.
I'm trying to think.
That's it. I like that tournament.
What games do they play in?
It's horse plus Badoogie, both deuce to sevens.
Yep.
That's 8. And then no limit hold'em, I think, or PLO, one of those two.
Yep, both. That's the 9-game mix.
Yeah, there you go.
9 games. You got horse, hold'em, limit hold'em, Omaha. Omaha 8 or better, so it's limit. Raz, stud high low, limit deuce to 7 triple draw, and then you got PLO and NLO. NLO.
Yep. NLH.
I like calling it NLO. And then you get to play that 2-card Omaha game, which is always fun. But the 9 game's a good one, and you do get to be exposed to a lot of different games. And most people want to pick no limit or PLO. You'll see that a lot because they figure that they're better at that than most.
Well, when you're short stack, you definitely want to pick PLO because PLO it's your best way to spin up your stack. True. You don't really want to pick a limit game where you can go from 6 big bets to 12 big bets if you crush the game. No, you want to be able to jam your 8,000 in, have 4 people call and bam your bet to starting stack.
And it shortens the field, right? You're only hoping to get like 1 or 2 callers, where if you're in a limit game, you're going to have a lot more.
You got to have the best hand out of everybody.
Right.
Correct.
It's a little bit harder. All right. Lifelines Deep Stack, which is Friday the 7th of August, event number 27. The Lifelines Deep Stack is just a regular Deep Stack tournament. It is a little bit skewed because you get 40 cane chips, 15-minute levels. The Lifelines is where you get the old Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Lifelines. So you get phone a friend, 50-50, and then poll the audience, right?
No.
What are they?
Phone a friend and poll the audience is basically the same thing in this situation. Run it twice is what we have instead. Yeah, so you get it all in on a draw. You can use your run it twice token and decide, you know what, I'm going to run. Or if you got it in aces versus kings and you got kings and it's for a big pot, you're like, let me use my run it twice. Give me 10 shots to hit a king here instead of 5.
50-50 is where you get to, if you're at a point in the tournament, you need to make a big decision, facing a big bet. You can go, I'm going to use my 50-50, which means the opposing player has to flip over one of their cards. Now, the nice thing is the player doesn't choose. The dealer chooses just a random, left or right. They don't take any time. They're like, that one, flip that one over. So there's no coyness of playing or figuring out which ones are which. You do get to flip over one, which is kind of cool. And then obviously phone a friend is not literal. You do not literally have to phone a friend. You can ask another person in the tournament.
Anybody that's not at your table.
You normally get
ask.
What, you get one or 90 seconds or something?
Yeah, I think it's just a minute.
Yeah, 1 minute. So it's basically like calling clock on yourself, but you get to ask, hey, Bill, what do you think about this? It's inevitable. Somebody always asks either Brandon or me, and I was like, I have no idea. I don't know. Whatever. Call. Fold. Do something. I'm not a very good person to ask, so please don't ask me. Lifelines. It's a super fun one.
There's a lot of carnage that goes on. I mean, it's a little bit of I don't want to say clown show, but it's different. It's very fun. It's different. It's fun. It's once a year. You get a couple angry old European guys going, "What is this? Is not poker. This is not poker. I do not like this
game. It's Lifelines.
And I'm like,
it's fun,
buddy. It's once a year. It's fun. Everybody only gets 3 lifelines. It's okay. And then you got other people who are like, this is great.
Well, I'm glad that you said that because again, you only get 3 lifelines. So if you can use them in any order, right? Like you don't have to use one of each.
Yeah, you can use them in any order.
What do you think the best? Yeah. Do you think it's better to do 3 50-50s, or is it better to do 3 run it twice? Which you have to be all in to do. You can't.
You get one of each. You get one of each.
Oh, you do. You get one of each. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. You get 3 different colored chips. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I think 3 50-50s would be the best.
That's what I would do too.
3 times to flip over one of their
cards. To know what's going on. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I know my flush is good or not good.
That's the one that you want to kind of save until the final table. However, you can't really, you can't. It's like once a billion. You can't really save it if you don't know the answer. But again, you got to use it because you're out.
It's part of the fun of that tournament. All right, let's keep going. Nothing to see here. We get a Crazy Pineapple, which I feel like people know what that one is. A Crazy Pineapple tournament is where you get dealt 3 cards off the rip. You make your pre-flop betting, and then you see the flop, and then every player who's still in the hand has to discard one of their 3 cards. And then at that point,
so
you
you go to the flop with 3 cards. It's cool.
Which is the crazy pineapple part, because pineapple normally is before the flop comes out, you have to discard 1, whereas this you get to see the flop and then discard. 'Cause it's inevitable. Somebody always going to have like ace, king suited, and then 3 spades or 2 spades come out. You're like, do I keep the flush draw or do I keep my aces? I don't know what to do. It's fun. It's a good one. The very next day, event number 33 is $40 deuce to 7 low ball single draw. So same principles on that one, where deuce to 7 straights and flushes count. Aces are always high. Single draw means you only get 1 time to draw, and it's no limit. So it's a wild tournament. Like that one is. It is so. It much is fun to play.
Probably the easiest style of poker to bluff.
Oh yeah, you can bluff
to bluff.
Yeah.
You can bluff a ton because you can just rep it, and they have to. You just put them to the test.
They got to respect it or try it. Right, it's super fun.
It's kind of like blind man's poker in a way, where it's like I know you. I can see you got a 9. But I don't know what I have. I can call. It's kind of like that.
All right, so we do have
just kind of guessing or clicking buttons.
A new one for this year, event number 34, which is that same weekend, the very next day, Saturday the 15th. $120 PLO stack tournament. So that's $60K in chips, 20-minute levels of Pot Limit Omaha. So tons of chips, tons of fun, and that, I think, is one worth mentioning.
Agreed. Where's that at? That's at Tinley Park?
That is in Tinley Park, 3:00.
Yep. Yeah. So if you're gonna play a PLO tournament in this whole series, this is the one.
Play. Yeah, that's a really good one.
You get $60K. It's our best structured hold'em structure, basically, but you get it in PLO form. It's great.
All right, Thursday the 20th of August, there are 2 $100 mini deep stack, which is great. If you get busted out of that one, I recommend playing the $60 double board bomb pot at 8:30. That is a bomb pot version. It is Pot Limit Omaha, so you do get to play PLO, which is fun. You get two boards, split pot game. The goal there is to try to win both pots, right? To scoop.
You got to scoop or get a pot 4 ways and get half. But
correct. Which is
you're really looking to scoop.
Very next day, event number 40, freeze out. A lot of people always get worried about a freeze out tournament. Freeze out is where there are no re-entries, no rebuys. When you're out, you're out. Freeze outs are always kind of fun, and that is probably the truest form of poker. If deuce to 7 low ball single draw is the most ability to bluff, the freeze out might be second, because like there's no
second chance,
no lifeline. Yeah, you're just in trouble. So that's
it's like the WSOP main event. It's why everybody protects their stacks so much. It's a once-a-year tournament where you're out. Go home. Cannot rebuy. Do not pass go. Go play something else.
Yep. Coming up to event number 43, which is a heads-up tournament, which we already kind of covered. It's a 32-player max tournament. They go in pods of 8, which means when there's 8 players that sign up, they start at and then those 8 players will play down to 1. There are 4 8-person pods. Again, if you get knocked out of pod number 1, which is typically the suits of the cards, right? The hearts start first, whatever the case may be.
Yep.
And you can go from there. So you can get into that one twice if you're able to get knocked out and go. But you just kind of keep playing heads up. It's a bracket format. And then when there's 4 players left, those 4 players will play down. They do play a championship match for the 2 people who win of the last 4, and then the 2 losers will play for 3rd and 4th place. So that is always a fun one. And again, first place does give out a $400 CSOP main event seat. On that Sunday as well, event number 44 at 6:30 is a Torse tournament. Torse. What is Torse? I almost called you Harrison.
Same as horse, but they got rid of the boring limit hold'em, which the mixed game truists think is the worst quote-unquote mixed game.
It is.
And it is replaced with triple draw.
Right, which is a tough one. So you get 2 chances at triple draw, meaning there's 2 different tournaments that have triple draw available in them. Yep. We got to talk about event number 46, the tag team tournament. $200 tournament, which people always freak out about. What does that mean, Brandon?
It's $100 per player.
Yep. So it's a good tournament. It's $200 for your team. There are a lot of players that come out, not a lot, but a handful of players that come and don't have a partner. So if you don't have somebody in mind that you want to play with, husband and wife combos are always super fun to watch in that tournament. It's great. I love the tag team dynamic.
I also love the random partners.
The random partners.
The random partners are like, I hope this guy doesn't blow my chips.
So the way the tag team tournament works is you each get a stack. It says here 30K. Is that right? I think it's supposed to be 20K. No.
I think it's 30K.
All right. Well, I put 30, so we're going with 30. 30K stack each, which means you really get 30K for me. If Brandon and I are partners, I get 30K. Brandon gets 30K. We start at different tables. At any point throughout the tournament, which is different than some tag team tournaments, the tournament director in the middle of a hand will say, stop, switch. And you have 1 minute to get up from your current seat and go sit down at your partner's seat if you're both in. And then you get a 1 minute timer after that. If the player is not there, that hand is dead. So that is something that is, be careful of your smoke breaks and when you're out of the tournament. So that's a tough one. But it is a super fun tournament. And if you get knocked out, Brandon, and I'm still in, then you and I will tag team that one stack. If by some wild way you both make it to the final table, then you will combine stacks and play one stack in that tournament. So the nice thing is you will never have to play at the same table as your partner. So it does get a little funky with switching tables because sometimes you do have to take into account that the big blind might not be able to move into a table because their partner is there. So that might be like under the gun, it might be, big blind +1 or whatever the case is. So that does change a little bit in that tournament. But the goal is to have 2 stacks going into the final 9 and combining your chips.
Then you combine them and basically knock one of your guys out. It's great.
And then,
because then all of a sudden there's like 13 people left, and then bam, you're at a final.
Correct.
Because the stacks all just combine.
And you're at the final table, at which case then you switch every time the button comes to you. So you basically get to play 1 round and then you switch. So there's no more yelling switch. You just switch on your button. So when the button comes around, which is great because when it gets down to like 3-handed, you're switching every 3 hands. So that is kind of fun. So it makes the tag team tournament very exciting, and it's cool. You do get one. Go ahead. Yeah,
you get one timeout. You get one timeout at the final table where if it's Kenny that needs to make the decision and it's a big decision for all the chips, he can use his timeout. Come talk to me. I'm like, fucking call, dude. Let's go.
Because otherwise, I don't think I would ever have to do that because I know your answer would be to just get it in there. Same for me. So we wouldn't need a timeout, but like thinking players might need it. But throughout the tournament, you are not allowed to talk to your partner about a current hand being played at that moment because of the fact that, again, it's one player per
Yes,
hand.
when we switch, we want you going directly to your new seat where you might be facing a bet on the river and have no idea what's going on. Well, that's kind of the point and the funness of it.
Yeah, so it is fun. Now you do that is not super policed. I mean, if you want to give them you got 1 minute, so if you want to give them
I guess you do. You could break down. Yeah,
you could do a really quick one, but hey, this guy's super aggressive. Blah 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 blah. I got this. You can kind of let them know, but you only get 1 minute, and it is quick. And again, your hand will be dead once the timer starts back up. You get 60 seconds. Everybody's on the clock. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. If it's otherwise, your hand is dead.
Last thing on that is we did change the rule a year or 2 back where if registration's still open and I bust my stack and you're still in, then I can pay $100 and get a new stack.
Correct.
So
it's like
that is a thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like a half buy-in. So, it used to be where like your whole team had to be out and your team had to rebuy for 200. That got a little stale, and we decided that like it kind of ruined the prize pool a little bit. If one player's out, you fire up $100 and you're back in there. Obviously, until registration closes.
5 levels of registration, just like a normal deep stack. Okay, so that's the tag team.
Yeah.
Mystery bounty is what it is. You can't cash out your bounties until registration is closed because then they don't know what the prizes are actually going to be. So if you win one and get busted and you don't re-enter, you have to wait until registration closes so they can figure out what the mystery bounties will be. Typically, the worst mystery bounty is what? 25 or 50? $25 up to a $400 main event seat plus cash prizes all the way in between, which is super, super fun. You guys know mystery bounties, so that'll be fine. Last tournament of the CSOP before the main event is event number 49. It's the $40 flip and go. Give us a flip and go rundown.
Very simple. 10 people register. They do a flip. The winner moves on to the sit and go final table. Yep. Bam, 10 people register. There's $400 in the prize pool. And dealer runs on a flip. And my ace deuce makes a wheel and I win. I advance and I'm already in the money. Right. If I lose, I try again. And it's typically just one flip table, and then people just keep trying to flip and flip and flip into the final table.
And once you're at the final table, you are in the money, which is great. So
correct. And usually there's like if it's slow, there's like 7 rounds, and if it's busy, it's up to like 12 rounds.
Yep.
Where all of a sudden there's 120 entries in a $40 buy-in,
Right.
and you're at the final. Like
and,
you're
and
at
in the money.
you're at the final table and in the money.
Takes one flip.
Just takes one.
It's a lot of fun. And then Labor Day weekend is the $400 main event. So there's a day 1A at 6:30 on Friday. Day 1B is 4 o'clock on Saturday. And then the day 2, which registration is still open on day 2 for one level, just like all of the multi-day events. And it's at the VFW in West Chicago again. We won't have to mention the food for a third time, although the food is great. It's definitely worth a trip coming out. There's no play on Monday, so you still get your Labor Day off. It is nice that Sunday of Labor Day is always a very busy event because most people don't have to work on Monday, and it means for a great day of poker in general. So that's a super fun way to finish out a pretty awesome series of events. So 40 seats up for grabs, finishing with the main event on Labor Day weekend in West Chicago. $400 buy-in, $50K in chips, 35-minute levels. It's the main event structure, so that is the best structure out there for charity poker, bar none. Yeah, that's the CSOP. I'm excited. Event the 15th anniversary of the CSOP, which is pretty cool.
I agree with all statements said above.
If you have any questions about the CSOP, how to win a seat, how to play a game, whatever the case may be, you are more welcome to ask Brain and I. We are experts in all things poker. Just ask us. Other than that, that's really the podcast for today. So we hope you enjoy your summer series here at CCG. I hope you win a seat. And what else we got? Anything?
That's it.
That's it.
You can win 2 seats too, by the way. 3 seats. Win all the seats.
If you win 2 seats, you just play day 1A. If you bust, you could buy back in on day 1A. If you decide to wait, you could do day 1B. There is a double bag bonus for the $400 main event tournament, which means if you play day 1A and bag, and you play day 1B and bag, you get to combine your chip stacks. You get the larger stack and then half of your smaller stack, and then you get I wonder what the voucher is for that one. Is it 200?
I don't know. It's at least 120 deep stack.
Probably going to be
minimum.
It'll probably be 180 would be my guess.
Okay, for a nice
you can
juicy
use it for
one,
a mega stack or something along those lines, which is great. It's a way to do it, and it's a way to increase the prize pool and get people to come out for multiple days and try to bag twice. So it does.
Right. So don't think just because you win a seat on Saturday at 10 p.m. you're still eligible to ship the mystery bounty or ship the heads up or get top 25. Don't make it deter you from trying to win more seats.
Right. Because
we did have a guy win 3 seats.
Yep.
Karen won 3 seats last year.
Yep.
And 2 years ago, a guy, used all 3.
Which is great.
I mean, worst case, you get the Sunday 25K basically add on
for
all the bags.
It's free.
For free. I mean, it's free. It's your seat.
Doesn't matter.
You're getting something out of your seat no matter what.
Correct.
Whether you play with it or just add on chips.
All right.
So there's
if you have any questions, hit us up on any of the social medias or text me personally, and I'd be happy to answer any questions about the Chicago Series of Poker. Happy 15th anniversary. Happy 250th anniversary to the United States of America. I love the fact that one summer of FIFA World Cup has gotten rid of all anti-American propaganda. Everybody's on board with America right now. It's the greatest place on earth. The Europeans out there are wonderful. My buddy Gino he owns a company that works out of O'Hare. He said TSA, which he works closely with because he does like cleaning of airplanes, so he's got to be like on TSA stuff. And they actually sent out an advisory that says, please you cannot fly with ranch dressing out of the country. You have to put it in your checked bags only.
Checked bag.
Please
don't put it on your carry-on, you guys.
Please do. Hidden Valley Ranch sales have gone up exponentially. Buc-ee's is huge right now all over the world. I think it's amazing. The U.S. plays tonight. Hopefully this podcast will drop right around the time of the first knockout game for the United States. So go USA. Other than that, thank you for listening. As always, hit that subscribe button. If you have not left us a review on either Spotify or Apple Podcast or wherever you're listening to this podcast, please do. It's free. It's easy. It's really helps us in general to kind of get the podcast out there. We got some great new stuff coming up this summer. I've got a couple of interviews locked up with some pretty cool people. So be aware of that. Other than that, that's all I got, Brando.
Guys, farewell. It's hot out there. Stay hydrated. Stay cool.
And find a tag team
Go
partner
USA.
early.
Go USA.
Awesome. See you, everybody.